A famous and extremely wealthy businessman faced significant losses in his business after several months of struggling. To clear his mind and lighten his mental burden, he left his house and found a seat on a bench in a park. Although he was physically in the park, his mind was elsewhere. After hearing someone call out to him several times, he finally snapped back to reality and said, "Yes, please." The other man replied, "I understand. Take this blank check. Whenever you need money, come and get it. Just make sure to keep the check with you at all times. When you are able to repay me, return to this spot." The businessman looked at the man's appearance and felt something was off. Nevertheless, given his substantial losses, accepting the check seemed risk-free. He took the check, thanked the man, and returned home, feeling happy. Once home, he reflected, "I will use the money I have at home to restart my business. If I face tough times again, I have this check as a backup." His wife called out to him, "What did you say? Why are you talking to yourself?" The businessman replied, "Did I say something?" Following his plan, the businessman put the check in his safe and restarted his business. Although he was fearful of incurring more losses, remembering the check gave him immense mental strength and morale. Days turned into nights, and nights turned into days. Eventually, the businessman became the wealthiest person in the city. One day, he decided to return the blank check and express his gratitude to the man. He left his house and headed towards the park. When he reached the park and sat on the bench, he was surprised to see the man handing out blank checks to other people. The businessman stood up, grabbed the man's hand, and they sat down together. The businessman returned the blank check, and while expressing his thanks, heard a woman's voice. "I'm sorry, sir. My husband has a mental illness. He comes to the park every day and gives blank checks to people. If he bothered you, I apologize." The woman took the man's hand and led him away.